Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders of GMS, also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this true, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And just an update, I'm not going to say an update, but, a video on, what's taking place on this internet and throughout the world, and how people are feeling, all right, what the tension is like, what's in the air. And hell, some of these jakes are tired, hey, they ready to pounce on Esau ass. And a lot of these Edomites, all right, I would say majority of them is ready to pounce on Jake. Now Jake gonna eventually catch a whiff of this shit and stop being delusional, all right, and do what they gotta do. And Jacob and Esau is gonna clash, all right, as it is written, But it's meant to be like that. Let's go to Genesis 3:15, right? It says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed," right? And we already know women don't have seed, all right? The woman represents what? The nation of Israel, okay? So the reason, all right, even though a white dude shot Charlie Kirk, right? They still looked at Jacob, all right? They still looked at you Negroes and you Latinos, and they saying you're the problem. Even though they have mass school shooters, they still looking at what? You Negroes and you Latinos. You see? So what? And when you go into that word enmity, right? Matter of fact, let's click it real quick. Let's see what it. Hold on, Salakia. God damn it. Matter of fact, let me pull up my other Bible app. Genesis 3:15. Yeah, let's see what it say in the NLT too. Right? It says, and I will cause hostility between you and the woman. See? That's an excellent word right there. See? So it's always hostility right there. All right? It's always a threat right there when it comes to dealing with Jacob and Esau. All right? Because what? Because of the past. Right? And that's why they want Jake to fucking forget about, slavery and all these different things, man. All right, because as long as that history is still there, guess what? Jake is still gonna have some kind of hostility, right? But that's why it's written in Genesis. The Lord said, "What? Who shall rise him up?" All right, and that's what's taking place in these last days. All right, Jake is being, roused up. So the Lord is, using this situation also to rise up Jake, right? That word, which, hold on, I didn't want it in there. Let's search the web. All right, same thing. All right, the state of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. So you see, let me see, what else do they got? Let's go to the origin. From the Latin, inmicuous, Old French, amnesty. Oh, look at, so really, it comes from the word, enemy, right? So the Lord said, look, y'all are gonna be enemies, man, right? Let's put in the word enemy real quick. Let's see, let's put it in like that. Let's put in enemies. All right, so let's read Deuteronomy 28:48. And like I said, because that tension is always going to be there, right? Therefore shalt thou serve thou, and this is why, therefore shalt thou serve thou enemies, which the Lord shall send thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and all wanted things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You see? Therefore shalt thou serve thou enemies. So look, that goes all the way back to what? Jacob and Esau. All right, the Lord is telling you what we was gonna have to what? Serve the so-called white man over here. All right, our natural born enemy, and that's one of the reasons, you know, that hostility is never going to go anywhere. All right, it's never going to leave. Okay, because basically it's in Jacob's and Esau's spirit to hate each other. Okay. This is another one. All right. When you go into the dictionary, one of those old dictionaries, it means what? Deeply rooted hatred. All right. Let me see. That's the AI version. Enemy, it suggests a true deep-seated hatred, such and such. Anyways, let's go so I can get done with this video. Let's play Jake.
So it seemed like every time I turn on social media right now, I see white people talking about this fucking bloodbath. A bloodbath against white and black. My thing to y'all is, if y'all want to have a fucking bloodbath, then set the bitch up. Stop fucking talking about it. If y'all want to have it, give us a date. Give us a time. Give us something. If y'all motherfuckers want to make that shit happen, then goddamn it, make it motherfucking happen. Is you scared? If you're not fucking scared, then give me a goddamn date. Give me a fucking date that I can meet y'all motherfuckers and we can make this shit happen. If this is what God's plan is, then let's make this motherfucker happen and stop fucking talking about it. I'm dead serious. I'm tired of y'all motherfucking white people thinking black people is beneath y'all. We are not fucking beneath y'all, and we will let y'all motherfuckers know. Put it in the comments where y'all want to fucking have it at, and I won't give a fuck. I will meet y'all there 100%. Stop fucking talking.
Yeah, so there you have it right there. You know, light-skinned Jake has outspoken. You know, it's some Jakes that's ready. It's some other, you know, it's a couple Jakes around here. Not as much as Esau that's actually preparing for this race war. It's Jake that got gun clubs, you know, and shit like that, and prepping, you know. But on the mass scale, like Esau, all right, majority of those neo-Nazi groups are preppers too, you know, and they're learning how to shoot, they're learning how to fight. You know, Jake is learning the new line dance, you know. But this prophecy, let's go to Genesis, and we're gonna get up out of here. All right. That, you know, this was going to take place, you know. And something else is going to take place in this society that's going to set Jake off, and Jake is gonna fight back. All right, Esau gonna lose, Jake gonna lose, but ultimately, you know, everybody that's not part of the elect is gonna be destroying the nuclear missiles. Genesis 49, it says, Judah, thou art whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. You see, that go to that word enemies again. You see. Or what? That deeply rooted hatred. All right, they're the natural enemy. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stood up and couched as a lion, and as a old lion. Who shall rouse him up? You see, who's gonna rouse Judah? What's gonna rouse Judah's spirit up? All right, what's gonna get Judah going? Okay. some, hey, like I was saying, some is gonna take place in this society. You know, we already see the thing going on with ICE, but hell, they're gonna do something to Judah. You know, only reason they haven't, they're trying to figure out at what angle they can attack Judah. All right, because basically Judah built this society, so Esau is kind of walking on eggshells, so it won't look like he's just being evil. You know, but he wants to do it. He's gonna do it. So with that, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, double honor to the GMS, also salutations to all the Akim out there that's listening is true, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.